Hello there, my name is David Hogg and I'd like to welcome you to our little wildlife paradise garden here in Church Crookham in Hampshire. So this is the result of about 2 years of work. When we moved in 2 years ago, this was basically a blank canvas. It's just a square of lawn with some small borders around the edges, and over that time we've completely transformed it with a real focus on planting for wildlife, and we're really reaping the benefits. One of the most important features we wanted to install was a wildlife pond because of the amazing benefits that it brings to wildlife that visits the garden. So this is about 1.5 metres in diameter, it's about half a metre deep at the deepest point, and we've filled it with a variety of plants that are good for pollinators, bees, insects and so on. We knew that we already had frogs living in the garden when we had our garden shed replaced. We found a couple of frogs underneath and they very soon came in and populated the pond, and we now have hundreds of little baby froglets hopping around each year. Being a relatively small space, we wanted to make the most of every square inch, so you'll notice we've got climbers going up all the fences, and we've got lots of tall structural plants to add interest and variety throughout the garden. That actually has the effect of making it feel bigger than it actually is. Some larger items of note are this euonymus tree in the corner. We've then got a small banana here. We've got a crabapple tree. We've got some clematis growing over this archway in the middle. The ubiquitous sunflowers. We've got some enormous teasels, which are much larger than we were expecting them to be, but the flowers are a real magnet for bees and pollinators and butterflies. We've then got an ornamental cherry. We've got this stunning clematis that covers this fence reliably every year. We have a hawthorn tree right next to our bird feeders, which is a tree they love to come and perch in before visiting the feeders. We've got some Trichelospermum bushes in the corner by our compost heaps. We've got some buddleia, another teasel, and some summer jasmine, and we've got 2 aces in the garden as well. There's one here in the shady garden, or shady corner, and there's one over there in the distance. And we've got this lovely electric lime green cotinus as well. Another great way to add greenery and colour to your space is with pots, and we've got loads of pots, mostly hugging the edge of our extension here, or we've extended our borders with other pots that then creep onto the patio. And the big advantage is that you can experiment with the layout, move things around, and as the seasons change you can also move things into more prominent positions as and when they're flowering. And this is our little Mediterranean herb garden, because this is by far the hottest part of the garden, being right up against this brick wall, and it's a real sun trap, so we've got lots of heat and poor soil loving herbs that do really well here. Apart from choosing the locations of the paths and the pond and the greenhouse, everything else has pretty much been a free-for-all in terms of the design and layout of the garden. We've just seen plants that we love, and we've tried to put them in the places where they do best, or look their best, and the result is a garden we absolutely love being in, and we try and come out here as much as possible every day of the week. Actually being able to sit and enjoy the garden is something we put a big emphasis on, and recently we had the end of our extension opened up with this amazing big window and sliding glass door, which means we can now sit inside and enjoy the garden whatever the weather's doing outside. I hope you've enjoyed this little look around our garden, and it's maybe given you some ideas of things you can try doing in your own garden. For us, making this a wildlife-focused, a wildlife-friendly garden has taken some thought, but ultimately it's become a haven for all the wildlife that comes and visits it. The birds, bees, butterflies, insects, pollinators, frogs, and as well as that, it's become a haven for us as well. It's just something so peaceful and calming about just being in this space, enjoying watching all the nature coming and thriving, and enjoying the space too. Thanks for watching.